So most times people do things simply because that's how things should be done. And just like every areas of our lives, this also shows up in parenting. And we sometimes find ourselves responding to situations automatically without really pausing to asking ourselves, why am I doing these things? And over time, it can affect our children, it can even affect us as parents and move us away from the goal, which is raising children with intentions for impact. So so today we'll be having a conversation on this, and joining me is Mrs Joy Ibegbunam. And she is a writer, she's a mom, and above all, she's an intentional parent. And she's going to be joining us today for this interview. Thank you so much, ma'am, for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, you're welcome, ma'am. So now let's move on to the question that we have for you today. So many people believe that once you are a parent, right, it becomes automatic for you to know how to parent. And for you, I know that's a bit different because at a point you had to have the conscious decision to take parenting trainings and, be intentionally relearn certain things. So I want to ask, what made you to pause and say, I need to learn more?
Thank you. Why relearn parenting? Growing up as a child, there were some things that my parents did that personally I did not like, the way I was being treated. And I always had this hunger in me, that I always had that in me, that there is a better way to do this parenting thing. So when I became a parent, there is a saying that what you see, the brain is a meaning-making machine. What you see, you repeat. Even when you don't want to repeat it, you repeat it without even knowing. I told myself that when I am a parent, that some things that were done to me, that I wouldn't do it to my children. But I found myself, when I became a parent, I found myself doing exactly the same thing that was being done to me. My parents, not that if they were bad, I know that if they knew better, they would have done better. But there were certain things that they did I didn't appreciate. So when I saw myself repeating the same thing over and over again, it made me start asking questions. The one that really hit me was my daughter, my first daughter. I was always hitting her. It got to a point that there was a day they were just sitting down, they were playing, and I got up from where I was sitting, about to move. She shook. That thing alone. I asked her why. She said she thought I was going to beat her. Wow. In my mind, I was like, so it has gotten to this. That was the day I made up my mind to start seeking knowledge, because I knew that I couldn't do it alone. That was when I started seeking knowledge. Yeah, although I've been reading parenting books, but I started seeking knowledge of someone that can hold my hand and teach me, okay, this is how it's supposed to be, this is what it's supposed to be, and all that. So that was what actually made me to start relearning parenting, because I didn't want to raise children that are scared. I wanted to raise children that can be able to speak their mind, but respectfully. So
wow.
That's what got me to start relearning parenting.
Yeah, that was an interesting deep share, and really, thank you. When you started, what difference did you notice before? Right, what difference did you notice that is kind of different from what you were taught, that you grew up to know? Yeah.
Okay. There were lots of things. So the first thing I noted when I started, I've not gotten there because it is a marathon, it's not a sprint. I'm still on the journey. But one of the things I noted was that it took a little time at first, my children were looking at me, what is she doing? They would do certain things that normally when they do, I will scream or I will hit them. I will just look at it, and at that particular point in time, I will not say anything. Maybe later, I call them, we talk about it. Then if they are doing something that might harm them, instead of me to scream at it, I will just tell the person, okay, this thing you are doing, if you don't do it this way, this is what might happen to you. Why not try do it this way? Instead of using the negative self-talk, like my dad will come and tell you, don't you know that thing will hurt you? Okay, when it hurts you now, we'll deal with you on top.
Yeah.
I noticed that, okay, so something happened. Normally when children break plates, you hear some parents talk in a way that you will ask yourself, is the plate more important than my child? Yeah. So there was something I read somewhere and I tried to apply it. My child broke a plate. And so I was just there shaking. I remember the day my son broke my husband's favorite cup. He was there shaking. My husband wanted to. First question I asked him is, did you hurt yourself? He said no, that he was not hurt. I told him, okay, let us get something and clean it up. And I noticed that he relaxed. The day my daughter broke plate, they relaxed. Recently, something happened. My little girl was washing plate and it fell and broke. And the sister was out, no, mommy will kill you today. My son said, no, mommy will not do that. That mommy will first of all ask you to hurt you.
Yeah, okay.
My dear, I was proud of myself. I was proud of myself because sometimes you are doing these things, you don't even know what. Sometimes you ask yourself, all these things I'm even doing, are they even working? But that day, to be sincere with you, I noted that they have also noticed that mommy no longer screamed when plates are broken. She will ask you, first of all, the first question I ask is, are you hot? Once you are not hot, I will tell you to, the next thing to do, you just get broom and we will clean up. Then later we'll not talk about it. That plate wouldn't have broken if you were more careful. We just discuss. But if it is before, boom, I will start screaming from where I hear the noise of the plate. Yeah, it has made my home more peaceful. My children speak out more. They are able to relate more with me. They are able to even say some things that some children cannot tell their parents. They are comfortable to talk around me because unlike before, I will be parenting from panic. In my head, as they're telling the story, my head is like, the day my daughter came back and she's 12 now. She was 5 or 4. He came back 5. She was 5 and came back that a classmate of her, the boy, Chijoke, then in Nigeria, kissed her. It was like, what was that about? I had to take it to the school and ask to see who the boy's mom is and all that. And they showed me the boy. I warned the woman, told her to talk to her child. If it is before, my daughter wouldn't have come to me with that information. She will swallow it because me, I am also scared because I wouldn't know what to do. I now told her, you remember, because before my children could even barely talk, that one I learned from my mom. I start teaching them about their body parts, telling them you don't touch people don't touch you. Even for someone to hug you. Even for someone to hug you, the person needs to seek your permission to even shake your hand. I tell them that their whole body is private to them. So they have that knowledge. That was why she was able to come tell me. If it is me before, she will not come and tell me. Because I will be panicking inside and my panicking will now take over my response, which was also not healthy for my children. But seeking knowledge made me more self-aware. It also helped me to stop parenting from panic and from my own fears. And my house became more peaceful. My children became more outspoken. rather than the other parenting style I was using, that everybody was always afraid. Oh, they don't even know what to expect. You don't know what you will tell mommy now, and the will blow up.
Everywhere will scatter. Wow. Thank you very much, ma'am. So I'm going to next. So you've talked about the question I want to ask now. You've talked about it a bit, but I would just want you to explore on it more. So now, what changes, like, as you began to apply this, right? What changes did you start noticing? Not just like in your children, which you talked about the emotional stability that you notice, them being able to speak up. Also, what about you as a parent? What change did you notice in yourself?
Okay. I read in a book that parenting can break you and parenting can also make you. And that same book said that if your parenting is not changing you, then you're not doing anything. So I read something this morning and I was laughing. And that thing is that parenting is God's way of showing you who you are, the way you treat him. Wow. So he sends your children to show you you. So what has this thing done for me? It has made me to become more self-aware. It has made me to become aware of my triggers. If I am coming up from my room now, because my room is in the topmost floor, I first of all tell myself that I'm going to meet a messy sitting room. I might meet a messy kitchen, because I know it triggers me. So I tell myself I'm going to meet this, and I'll start asking myself, what will I do if I meet it? Before I saw discipline as an emergency, but now I don't see discipline as an emergency. Although once in a while I sleep up, I'm a human being. Once in a while I sleep. When I sleep, I ask myself, why did you sleep up? Why did this happen? Is it what my child did that is actually my problem? Or is it something that happened before that is triggering me? So it made me to become more self-aware. It made me to pause before I respond. And I noticed that anytime I pause before I respond, I have a better result. And in that pausing before I respond, as I pause, I am also thinking of what to do. I'm not just pausing because I pause, I am thinking of what to do in that instance. Like now, we just came back. We went out. We came back. I went out with my children. We came back. My daughter told me, that their classmate did chocolate. Valentine, that when she finished, she said, Mommy, if it is you, what will you do? I did. I will think about it. But if it is me before, my mouth would have I would just say, if it is me, I won't even tolerate that chocolate. I will even collect my money back and all that. And that way, the way we adults understand things is not the way children take it. So I'm also trying to also get into me. It has also helped me to sometimes get to the root of a behavior. I'm going to tell you a little story that happened just 2 nights ago with my children's savings. So last week was Valentine's Day, last week Saturday, but they celebrated in their school on the 14th. So the children could go to school with money and buy candies and buy flowers. My daughter went to her spending jar and took out 40 CD and went to school, bought stuff. So when we came back, their brother's spending jar broke. So he removed the money and kept it somewhere. Now we are looking for the money. I know that nobody stole it. The money will be somewhere, just that we don't know where it was kept.
Right, yeah.
So when I now came to my daughter, I told her, okay, let us count your money. That you said you cannot explain this 40, this 50 CD inside here. As we were trying to bust out, that I want to take her money. I was like, calm down. Let us check. Bring your book. But when I give them money, they record it. You record your spending money, your saving money, and your charity money. So when she brought it up, by the time we finished going through, she was now full-blown tantrum. I still
Wow.
sat there with her on the bed, and we were still going through it. I was calculating, she was calculating. At the end of the day, we discovered that all the money was her own, just that the one in the spending, she took the money from her savings jar, not from her spending jar. Immediately she discovered that, yes, that this was her money. She started smiling and she threw her face away. And I looked at her and I asked her, all this cry, at the end of the day, we have just sorted this issue out. Couldn't you have I asked her, what would you do next time? She says she would have just calmed down. I told her, look at how you have disturbed the whole house for your money that is here. And she was able to. But let me be sincere with you. I would have slapped her, but I was also trying to model. Yes, I was trying to model that calmness, peace. You see that calm thing? It is not easy. But if you are able to walk through it, you help your child co-regulate.
Yeah.
Because our children, I have noted in this parenting thing that our children don't notice our response. They notice the way we react under pressure. That is what becomes their inner voice. Thank you.
Wow. Hey, man, I love that you took us deep. I really love that you took us deep, because that part of that co-regulation, I think, is another topic on its own that somebody needs to delve in. Like how your calm makes them calm, right? And we feel like we should just have this, like you said, you have come to a place where you are consciously thinking that discipline should not be an emergency. Discipline should not be an emergency. The goal is that, what do I want to see out of it? Not that immediate, let them do it, let them do the right thing when I'm around. But when I'm not around, when they have grown, like, it's now a conviction in them. And that is what most times, when we talk about these positive discipline things, people think that, it's just spoiling the child. You're letting the child get away, because that's like the misconceptions that people do have. But the thing is that we are looking at them becoming, rather than them just doing what we want them to do, which is very, very good. Thank you so much, ma'am. So, ma'am, I just want you to share with us, like, specific, maybe, this, because, like, the topic of today is, like, we're trying to say old way of parenting, new way of parenting. But the thing is more of like what really matters. So now, in this relentless way that you are trying to do things in a way that intentionally helps, bring impact in your children, what specific, will I say, strategies that you started using, right? I think you explained one by saying, okay, when they are in that heat of the moment, you don't join them into it. You try to calm down, to bring them back to it. So are there other strategies that you can share with us that you've used that you can see it's really working for you and also for your child or for your children?
Okay. Another thing I've been able to, thank you very much. We cannot underestimate, some people call it gentle parenting, some people call it modern day parenting.
Yeah.
Yes, I think I prefer calling it intentional parenting. The old way, our parents did a good job in parenting us because they parented from what they knew. If our parents have some of the knowledge we have today, they would have done better than some of the parents in this generation. Okay, so one of the things intentional parenting, before I go to that side, intentional parenting is more difficult than the old parenting. The old way of parenting, once you flog, that is it. It's a lazy way of parenting. Once you flog or scream, that is it. The child does not end up learning what they need to learn. But in the intentional parenting is more difficult. It's more difficult because you watch your child go through a natural consequence, and you really want to bail the child out, but you sit it out. It's paining you. but you sit it out. At the end of the day, the child would have learned something. I'm going to give you 2 examples. One day we went to church and everybody was in the adoration chapel, and my son decided to run off to the everybody was at the grotto praying. We are Catholics, and my son decided to run out to around the adoration chapel. Around the adoration chapel, there are trees there, and it was either autumn or what, but it was the dry season in Africa, and the things were falling, and the cleaners in the church have finished sweeping that place. Okay, let me pause the story here. I now went to look for my son. I asked my husband if he saw my son. He said no. This thing happened last year. I went to look for my son. As I had gone to the other side of the hall, I didn't see him. I went to the other side, I didn't see him. As I was coming out to go to the toilet area, he was not there. I came out, going from the big church back to the grotto, and I now saw a woman chasing my son. My son saw me and came and held me. If it was me before, my son will not come and hold me. My children know that even if they killed someone, you can come and hold me, and I will hold you first.
Yeah.
I will protect you before we start discussing what
happened. Yeah.
My son held me. My son held me. And the woman was like, oh, he's coming to. I'm like, madam, come all the way down. This is my child. I am his mother. Take your time. Come down and tell me what he did. I will listen to you. That was when she now calmed down. My son was holding me and now said that they just finished sweeping, and my son went and with the woman's son and 2 other children, that they went and brought down all the dirt they swept up and brought it down. I told the woman, no problem, he did it. I told to my son, did you do it? He said yes. I told the woman, you have broom, right? And dustpan. The woman said yes. We matched back there. And my son and his son, they started the place is really large.
Yeah.
My son was 9. Oh, they swept it. I sat down on the chair. What that thing made me miss was the prayer. But I sat, the woman was looking at me. She kept looking at me. She would look at me and she would be like, because it's big people's church.
Yeah.
And in her mind, do we still have this kind of people? My son swept every last leaf that dropped on the floor and packed all of them. When he finished, we left. When we were leaving, my son was not telling me, Mommy, that this woman is very industrious. So that the way she takes her time to sweep, I'm like, which woman? He said the lady, that the cleaner. And the woman thanked me. At some point, her son joined the sweeping. Her daughter joined. I told them to stop that. Let my son, that is the culprit, let him do it. The woman said no. The woman said no. Let them just join him and sweep it.
Yeah.
And the woman said that I have not seen this type before. I said it's not him that did it.
Yeah.
If he did it, he should be able to sweep it.
Yeah.
My son was shocked. When he came home, he was like, Mommy, why did you? I said, because I told him that after today, you will not do it again. And trust me, my son has not gone up to that place again. Yes.
And that's what we call natural consequence. Like,
exactly.
Yeah.
If I had screamed at him and the woman said, go with your son, he wouldn't have learned anything. That is one. That is the one. Then I told my daughter to cook. When my daughter was learning how to cook, she started cutting yam. Before that, I have been cutting yam with her. I've been showing her what to do. She was 8 or so. She was 10. I have always showed her what to do. And on this particular day, but what I do is I teach. You do it with me. I sit and watch you do it. That's how I teach. So on the sitting and watching her do it, cut yam, she cried for 30 minutes before cutting the yam, before agreeing to even do it. When she finally started, I told her that, when you are cutting yam, you don't touch your body. She was cutting the yam, she cut her finger. And then she touched her body and it was itching. She cried and came to me. I told her, it's fine. I found something with the finger. I told her to continue cutting the yam. Oh, my daughter, that I am mean. Ooh. I sat her there. I told her, when you are done, we will continue cooking.
Yeah.
He screamed and screamed. I asked her I asked her the other day I was cutting vegetable and it cut my hand. Did we not eat? She said yes. I said I have at least we have first aid. I have plaster. I have band aid. Continue. She cried and cried and cried. When she finished, she cut the yam. She cooked it and we ate.
Wow.
I didn't help her. So that is what intentional parenting does for you. It is more difficult.
Yeah.
What it has, but it is more difficult. Is it for my children to wash their clothes? Sometimes if you come to my house is scattered. I have instructed my help that the things my children should do, that she should not do it. I almost sent her away last week. They will leave it and go to school, and then when they come back, it is still there waiting for them. Did you hear what my daughter said? That thing is so annoying. Did you hear her say it? She just came here now. Yes. It will wait for you. When you finish resting, doing your homework, you will still go and do it. Yes, because you know what that's another thing the intentional parent does for you. The children know what to expect, but the old parenting style, the children don't know what to expect.
Yeah, just come on them.
I don't know what that thing will do. Exactly. So they know what to expect. So you go to school and come baback, it is waiting for you. You don't wash your water bottle, you will carry it to school like that. Yes, when you come back, because there are water jars in their school, they can fetch water from anywhere in their school. So I told them that the way your school gives consequence, I don't like it. If it were when we went to school, when you suffer consequence twice, you will behave. So that's another intentional parenting does for you.
Yeah.
It helps you allow your children fail, and you watch them. It is heartbreaking, but you watch them. Work on that thing and become better.
Yeah, thank you so much, ma'am. Yeah, because your presence there, you're still with them, like giving the emotional security to them while still enforcing what they need to do so that it becomes part of them. Thank you so much, ma'am. This is so deep, and I'm sure parents are going to really learn a lot from it. So, now, how do we now do a situation with, a parent wants to try this thing out, but then there's this glitch that they are feeling, if I do it, it will make we abandon some values or some things that have been used to. Like, how do you find the balance between, because we're not saying the old way of parenting is all bad. There are things, it's all still about correcting and helping the child to become, right? So, but then how do they create a balance where they are not throwing one out and then that kind of thing? How are you able to navigate that for yourself?
Okay. The only thing is that, thank you for the question. The only thing is that the old ways are not I have also come to realize in my own little study I did for myself with traveling to different countries and different continents. The principles of parenting are the same everywhere, but the method of application is different. The way you will apply your accountability value in your home is not the way I will apply it in my home. We all work with our own different family dynamic. I know of some families that pray in the morning. I know some families that pray at night. They don't pray in the morning because of their family dynamic.
Yeah.
So the new parenting style, the intentional parenting, doesn't erase the old ways. Rather, it strengthens it. Like in my home now, there is something I noted. So I like using real life examples because it's actually better for people to also know that what you are experiencing, they're experiencing, and other people are experiencing it too, but they are choosing the better option. In my home, I noticed that in the morning, my children will get up. Doing chores in the morning is seriously a hassle. It's a fire area in my home. I've tried different ways of getting it done. Some days they will get to sweep, but they will not make their beds. So what did it was just something we discussed yesterday, 2 nights ago. I just threw the idea open to them. When I threw the idea open to them, my husband said no, that he doesn't think that it's this way, that he has a different idea. I will tell you everything. So when I now said it, I told them that I'm thinking that we stop doing chores in the morning before we go to school. Let us be using that morning to think. You wake up in the morning, after we pray, nobody will talk to any other person again. You will use that time to shower. As you are showering, you are thinking about your day. Then you journal down everything you are going to do for the day. And I told them, you're not going to write much things. Only 3 things that you're going to achieve today. 3.
Mm.
3 things you're going to achieve today. You write it down. Then you write you write your action steps on how you are going to achieve it.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of school, by the time you come back from school, rest, do your homework, you do your chore, you sweep your room, you dress your bed. Then, when we finish praying in the night, you will now go through to know if the things you wrote, whether you achieved them. And the ones you were not able to achieve, you ask yourself, why didn't I achieve it?
That, yeah.
So, my husband now said something. My husband said no. That he has a different idea. I asked him what is his own idea. He said that he is thinking that they will stop doing homework in the evening when they come back from school, that they will be using that morning after they are thinking and writing out the things they will do to do their homework. And my children were there saying, Mommy, no, that they don't want it. I told them that we are not starting it immediately. This is the thing, this is what we thought about. That we are throwing it open to you, that by weekend people will give us your feedback. Let us see how we can start implementing. So you see, this is my own fire area. I am trying to walk around this so that everybody is happy. And we achieve what we want to achieve. Consistent journaling. That is what I want to use that thing to achieve.
Yeah.
So he did it erase our old ways of still dressing our bed and cleaning the room. No, he didn't erase it. Rather, I worked with what will favor everybody. Because sometimes as a parent, you have to be flexible. You don't have to be lion of the tribe of your family. When you back everybody. Exactly. You have to also consider other people, and the children are growing. So I have to also consider their age range. I have a preteen, I have 2 preteens and 1 school age. So I have to do what works for everybody. That is one thing I've been able to do. Then something else is reading. I introduce my children to reading early. Once you are 3, I start teaching you. I start with I do Jolly Phonics. I don't do ABCD. I do sound, so they can pronounce words well.
To have good foundation for their reading.
So I noted that as they grew up, my children can consume storybooks, but they don't like reading self-help books. What did I do? At the beginning of this year, I introduced something called Reading to Mommy 10 minutes every day. I started it in January, and it was only me they were reading to. I will read to you today, tomorrow you will read to me. You will not only read, when you finish, you will review what you read. And when we started it, at first it was fight though. Oh, Mommy, I will not read. Oh, Mommy, it is 10 minutes already. I said, no problem. Let us start already. We started it, and I'm talking to you now. My daughter just finished reading Born to Win, a book of almost 250 pages. She started reading And the Bride Wore White. And she said to me, Mommy, I didn't even know that self-help books are interesting. Yes. Now the ones that read the book, it's not like before I am chasing them. Now they no longer do 10 minutes, they do 15, 20 minutes. Sometimes Meso does almost 30 minutes. And their dad now joined in. My husband now took it to the next level. When you finish reading, you come and present it to him as if you are doing public speaking. He said that is how he wants to incorporate public speaking into it. He just started it last week. That is how he wants to. So we want our children to read too. This is our family dynamic. We understand the kind of children we have. Read storybooks a lot. So now we have introduced reading self-help books. And how did we introduce it? 10 minutes every day. My son read 3 books in January. 3 books. In this February, he has finished 2 books. He's on his 3rd book. He's reading The Purity Revolution by Chris Voltron. So, did we erase the old ways? No. Rather, we strengthened it. That is what intentional parenting does for you. It strengthens the old ways. But now, you are doing it with better knowledge. Not with buzzwords. You must do it. Because we have to have a level of influence over our children for them to be able to do what we tell them. Let us take our churches, for instance. Why do we go to church? Do you think you like going to church? It's because your pastor is always there. Midweek service, he's there. Monday, pastor is there. Sunday,
Yeah,
he's there.
he's
And he's
showing up.
saying things that is influence. He's saying things that makes you keep coming back. That is what we need to do for our children. We need to have that level of influence. When you tell your child a certain thing, the child listens to you.
Yeah.
I rest my case. Don't mention, no, according to my brother Eric.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Mama. Thank you. So this is really, like, I think I've said the word deep lots of times, but really, it's not me just saying it. It is really, really deep, and it's going to really help. Because something I picked, like, from you talking about this bridging the gap thing is that you are bringing it. You're not enforcing. You're not. Yes, you are the parent, but that doesn't mean the children are also people too. They're also individuals too. They also have feelings. They also have their own schedule. Even if to us as adults we feel like, oh, your schedule does not matter, but to them it matters. And then you considering that aspect and deciding to what's your view on this? Like, let them have it, because I think that also gives them a sense of autonomy inside, where they are like, okay, I'm bringing in my own idea, and then they even want to do it even more when they see their idea. And it's really profound. The parents can, bring this in. Like you said, intentional parenting, usually people would think it's the easy thing, but it's not the easy one. It's not the easy one. It's not. But then you are like a farmer that goes to the farm every day, watering, weeding, showing up, not just the one-way method of, oh, I have flogged and that is it, or I've shouted, oh, that is it, but you are actually like doing with the child, and this is really, really good. So, sorry, we have just like 2 questions left. So for this one, I think you mentioned it a bit that, sometimes when you are in that auto mood where you do things without, okay, this is the way I've been doing it, and even though you've done this training, you've read these books, but sometimes you still find yourself, doing it that way. And then I think you mentioned something on how you get yourself, even if you've done it. So now the question is, for parents that, okay, feel like, I've read this thing, but I still find myself doing what I used to. Like, how do they, like, bring themselves back? How do they, help themselves in that scenario?
Hey, thank you. It's a lot, though. There is a book I read this January called The Parenting Reset. Yeah, written by Wendy Ologe. One of the things I do when I sleep, although sometimes I don't do it all the time, but if I get myself, when I sleep, I reset. When I sleep, I reset. I refuel. Then, before my child sleeps, sometimes I will go to my child and apologize. And I won't say I will apologize. Okay, let me. Something happened with my son. I screamed out at him. I finished screaming out at him. I discovered that he didn't do anything. Oh, I was so pained. But now the stubbornness in some of us parents, no be here. I kept a straight face. He was crying. Mommy, I didn't do anything. In some fact, I didn't say anything to him. Later, I came to his room and I told him, I am sorry. I behaved badly. That I was not supposed to do that. That next time I will try to behave better. And I got up and I told him I am going to bed. My son got up. My son was half asleep when I came to his room. He got up and he hugged me.
Wow.
And he also apologized to me. He apologized to me. I was like, why are you apologizing? He didn't do anything. He said, Mommy, that he just felt the need to apologize. And then we talked about what happened. And I told him that sometimes when things are happening, just keep quiet. That if you had kept quiet, I would have understood what happened. But your sister was talking, you were talking at the same time. And I told him that was not an excuse for me blowing up. That I was not supposed to do that. I keep telling you to stay calm, but I was the one being misbehaving. This person was looking at me the way I beating myself up because I misbehaved. My these things are not easy. They are not easy. So if you as a parent, when you sleep, you reset. On Sunday, we went for a birthday party, just this Sunday.
Yeah.
My husband took them there. Then I came later because I had something I was doing. I needed to submit a work. I had a what do you call it, deadline, but I submitted before deadline,
Yeah.
so I prepared to go stay with them. When I got there, the child was just packing these gummies. So she was just doing it. She took it the first time, came and took it the second. By the time she took it the second time, I was like, Lucy, that you have taken it enough. Just go back and drop them in the middle of people that came for birthday. My dad stood there and said, Mommy, no. I turned and faced my front. What will I be parenting there? If I start shouting there, everybody was looking at me to see my reaction. I didn't say anything. I didn't even behave as if I was there. I just turned and continued what I was doing on my phone. And she now came, Mommy, this. Mommy, I didn't talk to her. I didn't even behave as if she was talking to me. You know why I did that? I was angry. I was very angry. And I was asking myself, am I angry at my daughter? Or am I angry because people are here?
Yeah, that she embarrassed you, that kind of thing.
But she embarrassed me. And I asked myself, if I shout on her, or if I hit her, or if I even do anything to her, I will be parenting for these people, not for my child. And that thing calmed me down. I didn't say anything. She now came to, children now, when they do something wrong, they know. Most times when you don't react, you will even get a more softer landing from your children. She came, this is the last one that she will not take it. She didn't take that thing again. I didn't react. So what parenting has also taught me, like you said, when you react, you reset. When you react, you reset, and then you respond. Because most of us parents are reactive. We react instead of responding.
Yeah.
Let us use Google Map as an example. You put Google Map and you are going to a place. That's what I always use to regulate myself. You put Google Map and you are going to a place and you take the wrong turn. Google Map doesn't start shouting. What does it do? It reroutes. It reroutes. And you now know, okay, if I get to the junction, I will take this road and get back to where I'm going to. So if Google Map can do that, why will we not be able to control ourselves?
Yeah.
Then yesterday I was on Tuesday, I was in a class where they were talking about emotional intelligence as in for spouses. And one of the things the man said that was very profound is that in police checkpoints, you see people shouting. And everybody in the group answered yes. And he said, why is it that in a military checkpoint, you don't see people shouting there? It does not tolerate nonsense. Police can afford to be doing nonsense with people on the road. Military doesn't tolerate that. So he said, if you cannot shout in a military checkpoint, you should not shout at your spouse and you should not shout at your children. You should be able to regulate before talking, the way you regulate in a military checkpoint. So that's what parenting has taught me. Because you will fall, you are a human being. Oh, these little ones can bring out, as in they will test the Jesus in you. These little ones, they can test the Jesus in you. I'm not lying to you. If you are able to hold yourself, you will do better. But if you are not able to, if you react, you reset. And then you respond.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, shut up. According to my brother.
React, reset, and respond. Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you. So,
Thank you.
The last question. So this is just like in maybe one sentence, two sentences for the parents out there that want to start it, like, and it's a bit overwhelming. What piece of advice would you give to the parents? They want to go on this journey. What piece of advice would you give to them?
Okay, thank you for that question. This question is very, very important. Just start with one thing. If it's discipline that you want to fix, start with discipline. It will gradually seep into other things. Don't pack everything together. Yes, start with one thing. Like in my home, so let me tell you why the story I told you before about my children doing chores in the evening instead of in the morning.
Yeah.
Why did I even come about that? It was because I noted that time management is something for my children. So we are trying to use that thing to teach and to strengthen time management. So my goal this year is only one thing: time management. Start with one thing. It will gradually seep into everywhere. If you want to get everything together, it will not work. Start with one. If it is accountability that you want to, start with accountability. If it is self-awareness you want to teach, if it's emotional regulation, start with only one thing. If you start with one thing, it is easier for it to seep into everywhere. But if we gather it together, it overwhelms you. But if you start with one thing, you will get clarity and it will start seeping into other things. Because these things, they have branches. Branches. Once you start with one thing, if you start with accountability, you have to hold yourself accountable first. From the child holding yourself accountable, the child is starting to work independently. Because holding yourself accountable before someone holds you accountable is that I will sweep my room with or without my parents there, with or without anybody reminding me. So from teaching accountability, you have also taught independence. I can stay on my own and do what I am supposed to do without anybody telling me to do it. From there, you are teaching not only independence, you are teaching how to make decisions. Okay, this is what I am supposed to do at this particular time. You are holding yourself accountable to doing that thing. Now, you see how accountability has gone into independence. It has gone into the child managing their time well. It has gone into the child making better decisions. So start with one thing. And the one thing you need to start with is that one thing that is actually the major problem in your home.
Wow.
And when you start with it, you model it. If you start with it and model it, it's better.
Wow.
That's what I have to.
Thank you very much, Mom. Thank you so much for this juicy time, really. And that's
Thank you too.
Parenting in real life, and I'm sure this is something that has blessed you. You would like to you just go ahead and share with other parents as well, so that they can also learn, and let's together let's raise children for impact intentionally. Thank you, Mom.
Parenting, according to Wendy Odoke, parenting is about you, not your child. It is called parenting, not childing. And number 2, if you fix yourself, automatically your children get fixed. Because children don't listen to what we say, they watch what we do. That is what should be scaring us. They watch what we do, not what we say. This child is not listening. Don't bother about the child not listening. Bother about the child watching what you do.
Yeah. Thank you very much, ma'am. So that will be all. Thank you so much for your time, really.